The Ghost of Tsushima sequel will start a new origin story with Atsu, a young woman seeking revenge. Details on her story are few and far between, but the trailer did reveal some interesting clues about the newest warrior to take on the Master of the Ghost. For a start, Atsu can dual-wield katana, a talent that has never been available to Jin Sakai in the first game. This detail actually lines up with the historical records that suggest dual wielding wasn't a common practice in Japan during the time period in which Jin lived, but in Atsu's 17th century world, the swordsman Miyamoto Musashi created the two blades technique. Hyoho Niten Ichiryo, which can be loosely translated as the school of strategy of two heavens as one, is a koryu, an ancient school transmitting a style of classical Japanese swordsmanship conceived by Miyamoto Musashi. Hyoho Niten Ichiryu is mainly known for the two-sword katana and wakizashi kenjutsu techniques. Musashi called Niten Ichi, two heavens as one, or Nito Ichi, two swords as one. The wakizashi, the side-inserted sword, is one of the traditionally made Japanese swords, Nihonto, worn by the samurai in feudal Japan. Its name refers to the practice of wearing it inserted through one's obi or sash at one side, whereas the larger tachi sword was worn slung from a cord. During the Edo period, the Tokugawa shogunate required samurai to wear katana and shorter swords in pairs. These short swords were wakizashi and tanto, and wakizashi were mainly selected. The wakizashi being worn together with the katana was the official sign that the wearer was a samurai. When worn together, the pair of swords were also called daisho, which translates literally as big little. Only samurai could wear the daisho. It represented their social power and personal honor. During the period, commoners were allowed to wear one legal length wakizashi, which made it popular to the general public to wear wakizashi, while some fans reacted with surprise at the gender of Ghost of Yotei's new samurai. Female warriors called onamusha appeared in Japanese history as early as the year 1180. During the Edo period, travel was demanding and unsettling for many female samurai due to tight restrictions. They always had to be accompanied by a man, since they were not allowed to travel by themselves. Additionally, they had to possess specific permits establishing their business and motives. Samurai women also received much harassment from officials who manned inspection checkpoints. The onset of the 17th century marked a significant transformation in the social acceptance of women in Japan. Many samurai viewed women as purely as childbearers. The concept of a woman being a fit companion for war was no longer conceivable. Although women learned exclusively naginata handling techniques, some women broke tradition and learned different techniques such as kenjutsu. Sasaki Ryo, Shiba Sanako, and Nakazawa Koto are examples of women who became prominent swordsmen in the Edo period. During this time, female-led kenjutsu schools become commonplace, although traditionally the leadership of these schools is passed down from father to son. In my previous prediction video about Ghost of Yotei, which you should check out if you haven't, I told you about the history of the Ainu people during the time period. Perhaps the game will be a blend of a women empowerment story and a story of oppression. One thing is definitely for certain: with Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch is doing something bold and unexpected. For over 4 years, speculation has poured forth about the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, with fans questioning what the story would look like, what the new mechanics would be introduced, and what would be the greatest overall changes from its predecessor. But only a few predicted it would take place several hundred years in the future, with a protagonist that has no obvious connection to Jin Sakai. It's not clear how many more games Sony is planning to fund within this franchise, but Ghost of Yotei flings open, creating doors with Atsu, leaving a lot of wiggle room for Sucker Punch down the road. By essentially establishing the Ghost series as an anthology, Sucker Punch is now free to tell a variety of different stories. The studio doesn't have to be hitched to a single hero or setting, forcing them back into conflict, even if it's unnatural or doesn't have a lot of potential. The Ghost of Yotei is shaking up what players expect from the Tsushima sequel, and that's a positive development. This fresh approach makes the upcoming game more thrilling and less predictable, paving the way for further innovation in the future. As video game narratives evolve, embracing such experimentation will be essential for franchising, aiming to remain relevant across multiple installments. Today's gamers are growing weary of the low-stakes, interchangeable nature of franchises like the MCU, and video game series often face the exact same burnout. By shifting the focus to the essence of individual gaming franchises and stepping away from the strict adherence to specific characters, nostalgia and fan service, other Sony properties could maximize their potential. God of War might expand beyond Kratos, Uncharted could explore narratives featuring heroes other than Nathan Drake, and Returnal could delve into diverse sci-fi themes with characters beyond Selene. Perhaps Ghost of Yotei marks the beginning of Sony Studios embracing a more flexible approach, prioritizing genuine creativity and boldness. What are your comments on the topic? What do you think about it? What do you think the story of Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei is going to bring? What is your opinion? Tell me about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye bye.